A blind person might have an advantage when encountering Trevor Henderson's long horse. Should be interesting to see what this curious entity does. And with that, let's see what happens when our dreamer is blind. So, how would a blind person encounter long horse? Well, while walking down the street, cane or dog guiding their way, they likely wouldn't detect it. Not at first, at least. They would stop, though, as the scent of cinnamon reached their nose, followed by the cracking of bone. Their guide dog might react, it might not. After all, despite Long Horse's unsettling appearance, the entity is not hostile. The real danger comes from how the blind person might not understand what they're experiencing. They might hear the warning and the strange signs, but continue walking straight into danger. That's when I realized Long Horse might have another way of warning somebody who can't see it. Through dreams. Some blind people can still have visual dreams, meaning that Long Horse could potentially appear in front of them, and assuming they understand it, they could recognize the warning. This may actually give them an advantage, as instead of being out there seconds before the potential danger arises, they would wake up at home with time to possibly prepare. Legal blindness definitely causes changes. Just like somebody who is blind, this individual will be walking down the street, cane or dog guiding them. They'd likely stop once the scent of cinnamon reaches them, followed by the cracking of bone. But there's one major difference. Depending on the contrast of the area around them, it's possible they could spot the shape of a long horse. They may look on in fear or flee in panic, depending on whether or not they understand it. They could also be wary and actually heed the warning. Long Horse would still most likely appear in their dreams, as it would be easier to spot it. This puts them in a somewhat similar position to a completely blind person. Someone of low vision would have an easier time detecting Long Horse, but possibly at a higher risk. This is because of the numerous outcomes that can arise. Someone of low vision could be similar to someone who's legally blind in having a bit blurry vision. This could definitely make it difficult to detect Long Horse, other than the scent of cinnamon and the cracking of joints. This means if they do have blurry vision, it is possible that Long Horse would favor being viewed in the dreams. However, some low vision individuals do have crystal clear vision, just spots that are blacked out or blurrier than the others, meaning they could technically spot Long Horse very clearly, thus giving it little to no reason to favor appearing in dreams. Overall, this is what could possibly happen if a blind person were to encounter Trevor Henderson's Long Horse. Did I get anything right or wrong? You let me know. If there's a scenario you are curious about, let me know in the comments below. And if you like seeing what happens when a blind person is in horror, consider subscribing. I also write my own creepypastas here on this channel for those curious of storytelling.